everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve, and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now in our last episode, we went video game when we did the Magnum from Halo. And if you missed that build, we're going to include the link to our channel's homepage in the description below, so you can go there and check out Magnum or any of our other super cool builds you might have missed. And now for this build, we're going to go sci-fi. So without further ado, Black Sheep Props would like to introduce you to the newest member of the family. Check it out, that's right. The noisy cricket from Men in Black. Check that out. That's a tight little sucker right there. Check that out. It's all chrome with the black handles and the blue inside the vents. Really cool. And it's a little bit tricky when you're building so small. It's not hard, but it's easier when you're building something big. The smaller you get, the kind of tougher it is. But you can do this. And in this episode, making an EVA foam, Noisy Cricket Part 1, we're going to begin going step by step through how to make this tiny little space cannon, because that's what this thing is, man. I fool around during the video and go pew, 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 but you know how this thing works. Boom! This is a cannon. And hey, if you want to build along with us, we've got a template for this, so we're going to also include the link to our storefront in the description below. That way you can go pick up a template if you want, or you don't have to, just hang out and chill. And that's it. So if you're ready to hit it, let's make something. All right, here we go. Here's the pieces for the handle for our Noisy Cricket, and what we're going to do is we're going to take these simple pieces, we're going to line them up with the edges and attach them all together like we did on the Halo Magnum, and then after we layer everything up, then we're going to cut it out and we're going to get our handle. So that's it, just those pieces right there. So we're going to begin cutting out and assembling. Cut the center out. All right, there we go. Look at that. That's simple. Now we're going to begin layering up. All right, there we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring these in. We're going to line up these two outside edges, and we're going to bring this around to the other side. And we're going to attach these together, and that way we're going to have the trigger piece is going to look like it's recessed in there. Very nice. All right, we're going to heat seal these and glue them together. Everything's sealed. Time to start gluing. All right, it's time to stick. Now what we did is we made a little mistake. We contact cemented our trigger piece, which we're not sticking anything to, so we weren't supposed to do that. But should be okay. Okay, there we go. We've got it down flat on the top. Now we want to lay it down and go down flat on this end as well, which is going down perfect. And then we're going to line up with our edge right here. We lay it down flush on this edge, and right down in here and in here. Perfect. All right, now we're going to come over to this side and we're going to do the same thing over here. All right, there we go. Look at that. The trigger's right in the center. Nice. Okay, now we are going to trace this. All right, there we go. Just there. And right there. Nice. All right, now we're going to get in there with the bandsaw, and we're going to knock this out on the bandsaw. All right, here we go. We lowered our blade guard. We're going to get as much of this as we can with the bandsaw. All right, there we go. Look at that. Cool. See how we did that? We layered it up. We cut our piece with the trigger on it first, then we stuck 2 pieces on each side of it. And then we traced our template and we cut it out. Check that out. That's a tiny little gun right there. That's the start of our noisy cricket. All right, now we're going to come in with our dust mask. We're going to get our Dremel out, and we are going to round off some of these edges on the handle. All right, we've got our skinny bit on because we got to get into some of these corners. All right, there we go. We got nice rounded off edges now around our handle. Pretty cool. And back here, very nice. Let's seal this. All right, there we go. Foam tightened up real nice. Look at that. Looking good. We're going to attach it just like that. All right, now this other part of the handle, we're going to cut out as well. We're going to come in, stand our knife up. We're going to pivot all the way around our piece. Just like that. See that? Really easy. Now we're going to do this one. All right, look at that. That is cool. All right, now the reason we did that is this piece is going to come in here like this, and then this piece is going to come in with that cool tapered edge on it, just like that. Look at that. Very cool. All right, so now we're going to come in with our super glue. All right, there we go. We've got that piece in. Now we're going to come in and we're going to slide that piece in right in there like that. Wow, that makes a nice detail. Our last little bit of super glue in there. Just like that. Now we do the other side. All right, check that out. Look at that handle. That is nice. Because we beveled around the edge of the handle, we have this nice little recess right in here. And we've got it on both sides. See that? Right down in here. That is a nice little handle to a nice little noisy cricket. Okay, now here's our dowel we're going to use for our barrel. We've got our 2 marks there. That's how long we're going to cut it. So we measured our piece of foam, so it's the width that we need, and then we tested it around the dowel, so when we stretch it, it'll match up perfectly. See that? We've got the right width. We've got the right width of foam to go from dot to dot, and we did a test measurement to wrap it around so we know that it fits all the way around perfectly. And then we drew out our markings. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some vent details here. So what we're doing is we're going in at each of these intersections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to start our holes. And we have our simple hole punch here. Nothing special, just a regular hole punch. It's the size that we want. We're going to come in. We're going to pop out all 5. All right, there's 5. Now we're just going to do these 5. All right, there we go. We've got the inner 5 and the inner 5. Now these little marks right here are where we're going to do the outer 5. There and there. All right, there we go. See that? We've got all of our holes. Now the reason we did that is this. We're going to zoom in. Now we're going to come in. And we're going to line our metal edge up, and we're going to go from the edge of that hole to the edge of that hole. And then we're going to come in here, and we're going to do the same thing like that. All right, see that right there? Now we're just going to finish those all the way through here, and we're going to have our vents. All right, there we go. See that? They're all cut out. Now we know when we wrap this around our dowel, we're going to have our cool vent lines. Very nice. All right, we're going to attach this next. All right, there we go. Give it a few minutes. We're going to line up right inside our Sharpie marks, just like that. We're going to get our All right, now we're going to come over here and we are going to line up our edge just like that. All right, there we go. Now this doesn't have to be perfect because this is going to be at the bottom. And what we're going to do is we're going to push it down like that. There we go. Got our little vents on the side. Very nice. Now what we're going to do is we're going to knock this off right here and here on the bandsaw. Alright, now what we're going to do is this barrel is going to come in and it's going to sit right on the back of here, but we need a little bit of a flat bottom for it. So that. We're going to knock off that bottom. That way it'll sit flat. We're going to do that on the bandsaw. Alright, there we go. See that? We cut a straight edge off, just like that. Now when we come in with this, we've got a flat edge here and a flat edge here. So now when we come in and we stick this down, it's going to go right on there the way that we want it. That is cool. Perfect. Okay, now what we did is we cut a little piece of foam because we want to put it right in here like this. So we're going to stick that down first. Super glue on both sides. We're going to stick this down in the corner and down at the bottom, just like that. All right, there we go. That's exactly what we needed, and we'll show you why, because now we're going to come in and we're going to cut this little corner out of the back of our barrel so that it fits right in there. We're going to do that on the bandsaw. All right, just like that. Now we're going to come in and this is going to stick right down in there like that. Look at how cool that is. All right, there we go. Give it a few minutes. All right, here we go. Very easy. We just want to come in. All right, we've got that attached. We're going to be careful here and make sure we center it just like that. Look at that. We're tight in here. We're tight everywhere around. There. Went down nicely. Look at that. Now we've left a cavity right here because we're going to put in a detail back there. So let's measure that detail out and get that put together. Okay, now we have our two pieces drawn out on there. Now what we're going to do is this, is we're going to cut a couple bevels on there, but we're also going to cut a straight cut. So what we're going to do is this, we're going to cut a straight cut right across the top. We're not going to tip our knife. We're going to go straight through on a 90-degree angle like that. So we have a 90-degree cut, but now the rest of these cuts, we want to do a slight bevel. So we're going to tip our knife just a little bit. And we're going to go through all of our cuts with a very, very slight bevel. Right here. Okay, now we're going to come through here and do the same thing. Slight bevel there. And slight bevel there. And now we're going to come in and cut this all the way across on a bevel as well. All right, now the reason we did that is this right here. All right, see that? We've got straight cut, whoa. See that? We've got straight cut at the top and a slight bevel all the way around. And the reason we're doing that is this. We want the straight edge up here at the top, but we want the bevels on all the sides. Just like that. All right, there we go. We're gonna fit it in there. Pretty cool. All right, now we're going to wrap another piece of dowel, just like we did before. All right, give it a few minutes. We're going to go right up to the edge just like that. Oh, look at that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to knock these off on the bandsaw real quick. Probably knock this off. We're probably right about here. So that's where we're going to be knocking it off, but we're going to have to taper this now. So this is going to be very interesting because we're going to have to taper the front end of it like this. All right, now we're going to try to taper it. right, there we go. We tapered it a little bit on bandsaw, and then we Dremeled it to get a cone shape out of it. All right, now we're going to heat it up. There we go, we're cemented. Give it a few minutes. Get this in the center. We're going to get our edge lined up all the way around, just like that. Nifty. All right. Almost coming down the stretch. There you go. So far so good. You saw us assemble the whole handle piece up into the body, part of the barrel, part of the front of the barrel. Looking good. And you also noticed that we used the same techniques in this that we used when we built the Halo Magnum, and that was cutting out individual pieces, layering them up, so you got kind of like a sandwich, and then cutting the whole shape out. But went down great. Love this little thing. And you also saw that it's a little bit trickier when you build a little tiny build. You just got to be a little more careful, a little more precise, but you can do it. This is not hard. So that's it. Wow, cool. That concludes making an EVA foam Noisy Cricket Part 1. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel. And together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Nice. Thanks for coming. See you next time.